distinction students, civic education with the perfect tutor. So we are still looking at culture of peace. Now in this video we are going to focus on methods of resolving conflict. Remember, in part 1 we introduced the conflict and talked about some of the causes of conflict. So apart from the methods of resolving conflict, we are also going to look at negative and positive impact of conflict. Then lastly, we'll look at the role of the United Nations in promoting peace. Let us start with conflict resolution. What is conflict resolution? So conflict resolution is the settlement or avoidance of disputes between individuals or groups through solutions that avoid violence and attempts to reunite the people. That is conflict resolution. Just trying to bring back the peace between individuals or among groups, individuals or groups of people. So now we have methods of resolving conflict. We have methods of resolving conflict. The first one is counseling. So counseling is normally used in individual situations. The counselor is someone trusted by both parties. We have these two people. They had a conflict. They had a misunderstanding. Then apart from counseling, we also have negotiation. This person who is trying to make them reconcile. This is a process conducted by this person is called a counselor. Skilled negotiation directly between the disputing parties. Then apart from negotiation, we have arbitration. So under arbitration, we have this third party who is called the arbitrator. Now this arbitrator is appointed by the disputing parties or the groups to resolve their differences. So what happens here is that the two parties in conflict will appoint a third party who is called an arbitrator to say, okay, since we have failed, and this one mostly it comes after negotiation. If you fail under negotiation, you fail to reconcile under negotiation, then you say, okay, since we have failed, let us bring a third party. If it's in marriage, the husband and the wife have failed to reconcile. Here, they are now calling the parents. The parents in this case will be referred to as arbitrator. So this arbitrator is appointed to resolve the differences. He or she is the one who is going to come up with the final decision. The arbitrator. Let me explain mediation, then we'll differentiate the two properly. So in mediation, we have a neutral third party. This neutral third party must be acceptable to the disputing parties. So what this neutral third party does is that he or she only helps these disputing parties to reach a consensus. Only helps these two disputing parties to reconcile. Just helping them. But under arbitration, this third party called the arbitrator is going to make the final decision. Let's talk of the example of marriage. If it's under arbitration, let's say we get one parent as an arbitrator to these disputing parties who are the husband and the wife. A parent in this case is going to reach a final decision. Is going to make a final decision to say, no, since you people are quarreling in this way, I think you are divorcing. This arbitrator will make a decision. But in mediation, this party must be neutral. So meaning, if we bring the case of marriage here, we bring the case of a couple, we cannot get a parent from any of the parties, no. Because this party has to be neutral. Under arbitration, the arbitrator is just one who is appointed by the disputing parties. So meaning, they can, if it's in marriage, they can even appoint a family member, a trusted and reliable family member. But under mediation, this person should not be their family because you should be interested. The person will have an interest. So, this neutral third party under mediation will only help the disputing parties to arrive at an acceptable solution. Themselves will make a solution to the problem and not the third party. But under arbitration, this same third party is the one who is going to make the what? The decision. I hope you get it. For example, Lunda Luvale. Lunda Luvale in Zambia. There was a conflict between these two ethnics. So this conflict was resolved through mediation. So meaning there was someone who helped these two ethnic groups to reach or to arrive at an acceptable solution. Not that this person suggested the solution to the problem, but only helped them to suggest a solution. Then from there we have litigation. So litigation, this is where you now resolve your conflict using the courts of law. Using the courts of law. So when we talk about the impact of conflict in Africa, conflict has got two sides. It has got the negative impact as well as the positive impact. So let us start with the negative impact of conflict in Africa to be specific. So one, innocent people are killed, especially children, women, and the disabled. And women are also sexually harassed. Apart from that, people are forced to run away from their homes to take refuge in areas where there is no war. Imagine you are enjoying peace in your house there where you are. There is war today. You'll be forced to run to a country where there is no war, so as to just to seek peace. So people are forced to run away from their homes. Running away from your home. Imagine the house that you built with your own money. You are now running away from it because of a person. The economy of a country in conflict is negatively affected. Agriculture and trade decline. When there is war, the government uses a lot of money in buying those things like guns, troops, whatever. The economy of a country is negatively affected in so many ways. Then damages to the infrastructure, bridges, buildings, airports, and railway lines are destroyed. Conflicts lead to environmental degradation. Conflicts lead to environmental degradation. So what is environmental degradation? This is the process of making the environment less fit for human, animal, and plant life. As you are dropping those nuclear bombs, whatever, those things are harmful to the lives of humans, animals, and plants. They are harmful. They are so dangerous. So that leads to environmental degradation. Negative impacts of conflict. Now, you may wonder, conflict has positive impacts. Yes, it has. Conflict has got positive impacts. So one, when a group captures the territory of the enemy, the resources are plundered by the group that has captured it. For example, the UNITA group in Angola, RAF in Sierra Leone. So then companies producing arms, we are talking about guns here, ammunitions, uniform, boots, food, military hardware like tanks and planes gain economically. Because in Zambia, let's say you are having a war. Zambia is having a war. You don't produce guns in Zambia. You'll be forced to buy guns because you need to fight. So that country that produces guns, it is gaining. So that country that produces guns, it is gaining economically. That country that produces boots for soldiers, it is gaining. So that is the positive impact of war on the other part. Have you seen? This is a positive impact of war. Then when one group is defeated, such a defeat leads to territorial expansion by the victors in the conflict. So those who have won, it leads to territorial expansion. They have more land now. they have more land. So, apart from that, those who work hard to bring peace in the regions of conflicts also benefit from the conflicts. They also benefit from the conflicts. Do you know how it is when you go for peacekeeping? Those soldiers that go for peacekeeping, do you know how much money they get? So can there be peacekeeping without war? There cannot be peacekeeping without war. So there has to be war for that soldier who should go for peacekeeping to get paid that amount of money. For example, the international community provided much fund to bring about peace in DRC. How can we create a culture of peace, my people? So peace is what should prevail in any country, whether Zambia, Burundi, Rwanda, whatever. But peace can only be in our hearts if we respect human beings. If we respect other human beings. We should control our anger, the hate we have for other people, and control the resentment that we harbor in our hearts for other people. Just from nowhere, you hate people. There are some people who just have hatred towards others. Yeah, it's just their nature, There are some people who just have anger. This kind of anger that is out of this world. Promotion of good governance is another important step towards the creation of a culture of peace in our country. Since we said if there is poor management of resources because of poor governance, then that can lead to conflict. So we should promote good governance in our country. Promote positive social and economic development for the benefit of all citizens. Let there be no junkies who can easily be recruited during things like wars. So promote social and economic development for benefit of all citizens. Let us try to employ as many citizens as we can. We will find that no one will even be interested in war. Now, let's end with the roles of the United Nations in promoting peace. Roles of the United Nations in promoting peace. 1. Sending peacekeeping troops to countries where there are conflicts. They are able to do this. Apply sanctions on any country threatening peace. Apply sanctions on any countries threatening peace. Encouraging dialogue among countries which are in conflict through mediation. They should encourage dialogue, meaning resolving conflicts between countries. Then use minimum force. Use minimum force if necessary on countries which threaten world peace in order to maintain peaceful coexistence of states. That's why you have to, on this topic, just try to follow the Russia-Ukraine war. Follow the Russia-Ukraine war. So, in this case, the UN can side with Ukraine, can apply minimum force on Russia if necessary. That's what we're talking about here. It can apply minimum force on Russia if it is threatening peace. And that's the case. So these are the roles of the United Nations in promoting peace. These are the things that this organization is capable of doing. This is what it can do. Another short topic. It ends just like this, like poverty. So that's the end of culture of peace. Simple and straightforward topic. Research more, look for past papers, and try to answer questions on this topic. Questions are there on conflict. So, see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching Knowledge World Academy. Your perfect tutor, Mr. Gilbert CJ.